Very early morning here at Iloilo International Airport. It's a really tiny international airport, and that's the disadvantage. The disadvantage is that it is really tiny. So the check-in counters are tiny and the space is almost non-existent. But I'm here flying to Singapore on a brand new Embraer E190, and I've never flown one of those airplanes before, so come fly with me. Alright, important tip of the day. Now when you finish immigration, it's a 2-desk immigration, really tiny, and you come through the passageway to this waiting area over here. You also encounter another desk where you have to pay a terminal fee of 900 pesos. Now, I thought it was all included in the ticket, and it is when it's Clark, for example, or Manila. I've never had to do that. But here you have to have cash, only pesos and in cash, to pay the terminal fee. So that's an important tip. Don't come here without cash. And another thing is, if you're going to buy any kind of breakfast, those are good. Again, be prepared with cash. They don't accept credit cards. Small airports, small problems, but it's alright. And you'd probably be better off buying on board or off site. Something like this is going to cost you $4, which in Philippine terms is a rip-off. And particularly in a small airport like this, I can't imagine how prices can be this high. Alright, here's the Scoot Embraer E190.
Good morning. For the information of all passengers, Philippine Airlines sent flight 22140 bound for Manila. Please be advised of
And this is one of the reasons I'm flying out of Iloilo. I've never flown the Embraer E190-E2 series. It's the latest. And all I've done on this sector between Philippines and Singapore has been Airbus 320s and Airbus 321s. The stock boring airplanes. I'm sorry, all you fans. This is what I want to fly on this sector back to Singapore. And I'll bring you the in-flight experience. So the Embraer 190 regional jet, nice little plane, 2x2, plenty of leg room. The view outside. There's the Philippine Airlines tail and AirAsia behind that. Next part will be the taxi and takeoff. Bye bye, Iloilo. See you next time. These smaller regional jets feel so nice and nimble, especially when they make these sharp turns. I just love this experience. Okay, onto the runway, backtrack, turn around and take off. Windsock is showing runway heading, in fact. Straight wind on the nose, that's good. No crosswind at all. Should be a good one. Alright, here we go. said initially there could be a little bumps or a few bumps along the way. Understandable. You can still see a little bit of precipitation right there. So there's still patches of rainfall, but nothing like the typhoon that went through. Banking left, heading towards Singapore. I know a lot of you aviation folks here, you already know what an Embraer is, but for those who have no clue, let me just give you a little brief introduction about the Embraer E190. That's the latest series manufactured by Embraer, and I'll spell it out below. And they are manufactured in Brazil. Excellent aircraft, excellent airframe manufacturers, and they have a long history of manufacturing all kinds of regional turboprops and jets. And this is their latest version. Airbus is made in Toulouse, France, but from parts sourced from various European countries, and Boeing, of course, is assembled in Washington State. Well, most of the models are in the United States, and from various parts of the world. Embraer makes them in Brazil, and they are now on the world stage in commercial aviation. Operators all around the world, including the United States, using them. The seats are soft and comfy. Seat back is also comfortable. What's missing? USB chargers. Cebu Pacific has them even on their budget flights, and they're an LCC. Scoot doesn't have them, at least not on the Embraers. I don't recall on the Airbus 320s. That is basic. Very nice. Adequate. Well, he hasn't announced what cruising altitude we're going to be cruising at the moment. Sit back, relax, enjoy the flight, and I'll bring the next segment of approach and landing. Looks like a murky, kind of drizzly day here in Singapore. There goes the landing gear. Deployed, flaps deployed, flaps set for landing. Down and locked. And this is flying over Malaysia, landing to the south at Changi International Airport. Now you've probably seen some of my previous videos of aircraft landing, but I'll still shoot this anyway because this is my first landing video in an Embraer E190-E2. So this is for memory. Landscape below is Malaysia, Johor, state of Johor. And across the narrow straits of Singapore. Flaps final. Bye bye.